was drawn to paganism before I knew what paganism was. I mean, paganism is a huge umbrella term that could apply to 98% of humanity's religions. It's just a kind of non-dualistic umbrella term. I mean, most of our religions, Zarathustra didn't even come up with dualism until about 3,500 years ago. So for most of our being as a species, we've been pagan.
Well, for one thing, there are many different forms of paganism, and there are multiple different paths, and the way I see it is that paganism is more in tune with the earth, with the world around us, not so much with one book. That's why in most paganistic traditions there's not a specific creed.
I experimented with pretty much all the different flavors of paganism that I could. And I've tried Wicca, I've tried witchcraft, I've tried acid true, I've tried general neo-paganism, neo-shamanism. I tried everything I could find out about. And I describe myself now as just kind of general neo-pagan. I am active in the local neo-pagan community. I can be a facilitator. I don't call myself a leader of this organization. We are a leaderless organization, but I know a lot of people and I can offer a lot of resources for the people here on campus.
For me personally, even though I worship the Nordic pantheon, gods like Odin and Thor and goddesses like Freya and Frigg and others, I still value other religions. I still want to gain knowledge from other paths, as well as retain wisdom and knowledge that I've gained from both my atheistic days and even my days as a Christian.
I am currently learning about my Native American roots, and I would like to experience more about myself and what it means to be a Native American.
The value of wisdom is not just subjugated to just this one group. Everyone I think values wisdom, and wisdom in and of itself is a great gift.
I think that the perception of paganism by the general public is not accurate because due to ignorance, and not ignorance as in, not crude ignorance, but ignorance is like they simply don't know what's going on. I had a loved one refer to the group that I'm involved with, which is the Covenant for Unitarian Universalist Pagans, as that weirdo church. It's like, not even close, but it's because she doesn't understand what she's talking about. And I try not to hold that against people because we can't help that we live in America, and our education system, none of us had religious education growing up. If you went to a public school, it was something that isn't talked about. So I'm not surprised to find people who don't know what's going on and aren't familiar with acid true or even Wicca or witchcraft. People react with fear because the place that they hear about different religions is from the pulpit. I grew up Christian, but it wasn't my thing. It was my family's thing, and I was always drawn to magic and adventures and stuff like that.
Before even that, I was a Christian, but obviously I left that path because I just didn't feel that spiritually connected to that religion as much as I am with paganism.
My path is currently animism. I originated from half Pentecostal, half Southern Baptist roots. I came to campus on a strong Christian faith. Then about halfway into the freshman year, I dropped out of my Christian faith and became not atheist, agnostic. From there, I started hanging out with a group of pagans who sort of changed my views. and I chose animism because I believe everything has a particular spirit.
I grew up with the way that I am. I was preached suffer not a witch to live. I was preached that gay people can't get married. It was taught in my spiritual community that blacks and whites shouldn't marry. And I thought all that was very, very wrong, and I rejected it. And that kind of ignorance is something that we still are fighting against today. I mean, they say character flows downhill, and when the people at the top of the power spectrum are acting the way they are right now, it's no wonder that we're coming up against forces that want to stop us from just being us. The point of religion is to teach you to be a good person and to teach you some way to deal with the fact that you're going to die. And not everybody is comforted by the Christian way, or the Muslim way, or the Hindu way, or the Buddhist way, or any of the big ones. Some of us need something else to make peace with the fact that this isn't forever. There was this book I got in high school called Entering the Summerland that presented the afterlife as this meadow. And it doesn't matter which path we take to get to the meadow, to get to being okay with our immortality. The fact is, you get there. And hopefully I can hook some of the people that are coming to the meetings and stuff, I can hook them up with some path that might work for them a little better. Most pagan traditions are non-proselytizing. We don't want to spread anything. I offer my experience to people who ask for it, but if only 3 people come to every meeting, that's fine, as long as I can help the people that do come. I was the president of an organization that is still on campus that's the tack I took with it, was confrontational and trying to squash the stereotypes and stand up and fight for our rights and stuff. And I found out I'm not very good at that. No, I'm not really an advocate per se. If somebody says something crude or disrespectful towards us, I will correct them. But I don't see our organization as something that's out there. Not like that.